Off the busy highway from Bangalore to Mysore, on the edge of Srirangapatna, the River Kaveri flows through abundant farms and fields. Dispersed along the river, 6 little islets in a 40-acre area make up one of the most important ecological habitats in Karnataka. Ranganathittu is Karnataka's largest bird sanctuary. It was not always a corner of bird haven that it is today. In the 1600s, it was a wooded country with many mounds called Thittu in Kannada. The place got the name Ranganathittu as a reference to the Ranganatha Swami temple in Srirangapatna. When Pakshidhama Narasaraja Wodeyar built an embankment in 1648 to hold back floodwater, it pushed the river water back into this area. The mounds into islets, surrounded by bamboo groves and forests. What could be more convenient for water birds than a river with undisturbed islets to build their nests? So the birds came, one by one. Egrets, herons, ibises, those that migrate short distances. Then the news spread far and wide. Visitors turned up from faraway lands. Spoonbills and storks came in hundreds, all the way from northern Europe. For some, it's a winter destination. For others, it's a summer camp. Either way, Ranganathittu hosts avian visitors all year long. Some of these visitors sport their best plumage when they arrive on the banks of the river. The Eurasian spoonbill in its northern home is a plain white bird scouring the shallow summer waters. Its only interesting feature appears to be the unique spatula-shaped bill. But it's not as dull looking when you see it in Ranganathittu. Even after a journey of thousands of miles, the bird does not look worn out when it reaches its Indian home. It spouts a beautiful crest on its head, wears a yellow band on the base of its neck, and some yellow on the tip of its beak. With a breeding attire in full display, the spoonbills set out to build nests. With pink tops painted on their tails, the painted storks take over treetops when it's time for nesting. Delicately balancing on even the thinnest branches, it seems like the storks have taken to stage, ready to sing to the gallery. Unfortunately, the sweetness of their plumage colors does not extend to their vocals. A croak is the best they can offer. Nevertheless, the sight of dozens of painted storks gathered in one place is like walking into a village fair. If not adorning treetops, they meditate quietly by the water, or give their wings a stretch. The less colorful cousin of the painted stork is also found here. The Asian open-billed stork sports a stern look, as though disapproving of its cousin's flamboyance. The most remarkable feature of this bird is the wide gap in its bill that helps to hold slippery snails in a tight grip. The openbill is a solitary creature for most of the year. Although commonly found in most of Asia, the openbills are hard to spot. But the breeding season brings out the social in them. That's why, for bird enthusiasts, Ranganathittu is a great place to watch its habits. The most eye-catching of all the birds at Ranganathittu is the spot-billed pelican. With wingspan of nearly 8 feet and a foot-long beak with a visible pouch. It is one of the main attractions of the sanctuary. Pelicans breed on colonies on treetops. They share space with other birds on open, dry perches to give them enough room to stretch their wings. Once common throughout South Asia, these species have lost their breeding grounds in many countries. Few places like Ranganathittu in India are its remaining breeding sites. The more common and easily recognizable egrets also breed here in the mixed bird colonies. They prefer the summer months. However, they grow long tail feathers, signaling the nesting season. Ranganathittu attracts various types of herons too. A bird like the black-crowned night heron is difficult to see during non-breeding seasons. Its lifestyle mainly involves standing around in dark corners by the water, brooding late into the night. But here in Ranganathittu, even a recluse finds its place in the spotlight. In nesting colonies, even shy birds seem to draw courage from numbers. The grey and purple herons peek out of treetops, hoping that the crowd will offer them cover from curious eyes. The least shy of all the species are the Cormorants, as comfortable in the air as underwater. These bold divers seem to fear nothing. not even the prospect of a stalking crocodile. They flap their short wings as fast as they can and run over the water surface for long distances, taking off at leisure if they need to escape from water. They are equally adept at disappearing under the water in half a moment. River terns and lapwings use the stony outcrops as watchposts, boldly defending their ground. Smaller birds are more cautious. Barn swallows build colonies of mud nests under the rocky outcrops that hang over the flowing water. It's a perfect hiding place, suspended in the middle, safe from predators above and below. Kingfishers prefer to sit out of all the drama in quiet sheltered branches hanging over the water. The flycatchers follow suit, only occasionally attracting a bird watcher's attention with their colorful plumage. Grey hornbills and parakeets stay in the highest canopies, picking their favorite fruit, while munias occasionally peek in from the nearby sugarcane fields. Peacocks call out from the middle of nowhere. Despite its proximity to urban spaces, Ranganathittu offers safe space to not just birds but other forms of wildlife too. It's a great example of how nature can be conserved even in the middle of busy human activity. Recently, another 20 acres of land around the sanctuary was declared to be an eco-sensitive zone by the government to discourage human interference into the habitat. Dr. Salim Ali was the first to observe the precious value of Ranganathittu as a breeding ground for migratory birds. Even in 1930s, he realized the need to protect this corner on the banks of River Kaveri for generations of birds to come. He urged the then King of Mysore, Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wodeyar, to protect this space. In 1940, Ranganathittu became a protected reserve. Thanks to the efforts of these visionaries. Since centuries, more and more birds have found a home. A safe space they can count on, where they can raise their young. Generation after generation, returning every year for decades, and decades more to come.